Has the Mini got too big? I mean, has the Mini got too maxi? This is Mini's SUV. It's the Countryman. It's the new version and it's bigger than ever. In fact, it's the biggest Mini that's ever been made. It's also got the world's first circular OLED media screen inside. It's got a digital dog that really wants to be your friend, and it's got a go-kart mode. If you like the sound of that, you'll like to watch this video. Or you could read my full review at carsguide.com.au. Are you ready? Ready to go-kart?
Yes, the Countryman is Mini's SUV, and at 4.4 metres long, 1.84 metres wide and 1.66 metres tall, this new Countryman really is the biggest Mini ever made. And it's about the same size as a Volvo XC40, but it looks very different. The Countryman still looks like a Mini though, with its short windscreen, that flat roof, the pug-nosed bonnet, the googly eyes, and that big classic grille, which I reckon makes all Minis look a little bit sad. Ours is the Countryman S All 4, and the trim is called Favoured. Now, I'll explain what this means later, but all you need to know for now is that it's the slightly sporty one with all-wheel drive, and it comes with a more rugged look. The Countryman S All 4 comes in 9 colours as well. Ours is smoky green, and you can mix and match the colours with the roof and the wing mirrors. Ours are vibrant silver. Our wheels are 20-inch windmill design ones, and I like them, but mainly because they're easy to clean, which I did 20 minutes ago. Oh, it's cold. Let's go inside. Look at this cabin. The first thing you see is that screen. Mini was the first car maker to put a circular OLED screen inside a car with this new Countryman. It's stunning. It's like gazing into a portal. Now, once you've taken that in, have a look at the door trim. They changed from brown into a teal. Amazing. The seats in ours are Vashon Vintage Brown. Now, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it sounds good. And the stitching is mind-bogglingly lovely. I could talk about this interior until the sun goes supernova, but can I just point out the door handles? Thank you. Okay, back to me.
Look at this interior. There is no other car on any other planet with an interior this unique. If you're wondering why the media screen is circular, it's a bit of a hat tip to the original Mini from 1959. In fact, most Minis, the entire way through from then, had a center circular speedo right in the middle of the dashboard. And even these switches down here are reminiscent of the original Mini as well. This is how you turn the Mini on, you twist that, and that is also where you used to put the key to the original Mini as well. I like those little touches. But look at the rest of the interior. These seats are amazing. You've got these rugged materials here, the wireless charger there. It all feels and looks so unique and so amazing, and it feels really high quality as well. A lot of other brands, they think they're treating you by, giving you some fancy stitching. But seriously, if you want to see fancy stitching, check out the stitching on these seats. It's beyond fancy. Really, the only brands which go this far in terms of uniqueness and being so interesting are brands like Peugeot and Citroën, and even Kia is doing stuff like that these days, but not quite this good. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, the other thing. Yes, the price. How much does all this cost? Well, let me show you. Let's talk about money. Now, this is the S grade of the Countryman, and it sits in the middle of the Countryman lineup. All Countryman S's are also all-wheel drive. That's what all 4 means. And this, within that, is another trim level. It's called the Favoured. So there are 3 trim levels in the Countryman S, and this is the Favoured, and it sits right in the middle of the range again. Now, as you can see on your screen, it's pretty pricey. Well, pricey for a car which isn't enormous. But it is a prestige car. So it's up against things like the Volvo XC40, Peugeot's 3008, and of course, its twin sister, the BMW X1. It's also loaded with a whole lot of standard features. Let me show you.
Coming standard on the Countryman S All 4 Favoured are LED headlights, black roof rails, these 20-inch alloy wheels, there's proximity unlocking, these John Cooper Works seats, dual zone climate control, heated power front seats, a heated sports steering wheel, the round OLED media display, a head-up display, sat-nav, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 12-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, and wireless phone charging. And by the way, that interior color fade, which goes from brown to blue, is also standard on the Favored. Nice.
Okay, so what features have I liked? I have liked a lot. There is a lot to like. I've loved this screen. This OLED screen is beautiful. It's dazzling. The clarity is amazing. Its functionality is really quite good as well. There's a digital dog assistant. You ask it questions and it can do things like turn the climate control up or open the windows and stuff like that. It's a bit hit and miss. It doesn't really understand what you're saying all of the time, but it's kind of cute. What else have I liked? The Harman Kardon stereo has been amazing. The quality is brilliant. I'm not a major fan of this though. The head-up display is a tiny little plastic one which pops up and it's not projected onto the windscreen. Now the word in the back alleys, the automotive back alleys of the world, is that they couldn't use the heads-up display that projects onto the windscreen because the windscreens in the Minis are too sort of short and stocky and upright. That's how I understand it anyway. So instead you've got this little plastic one here. Now let me talk about practicality, because there's so many cool storage spaces around this cabin. It's a really good use of space. You've got wireless charging up here, you've got cup holders here, you've got a little box which opens with that little toggle there. You've got big door pockets as well. You've got USB ports galore. Obviously the glove box too, a sliding center armrest too. It's all incredibly practical. Legroom and headroom is good too. Let me jump in the back and I'll show you. Okay, back seat. Check this out. That's in my driving position, and look, I'm 189 centimeters tall, which is, you know, gigantic. And there's heaps of legroom, and headroom is amazingly good as well. Back here we have got USB ports there. We've got directional air vents. Actually, they're not directional air vents, but we do have air vents back there. A little tray there, and cup holders in the old fold down. Let me show you the boot. Actually, let me show you these back doors. They don't open wide enough. There's really not a lot of space to get in and out of the car. Just something you should know, especially if putting kids in, or if there's elderly people getting in, or people who aren't as flexible as they used to be. Yeah. Oh, love those door handles. Big door pockets there as well. Okay. All right, let me show you the boot. Now, it's got an auto tailgate. You'd expect that at this price. Now, it's not the world's biggest boot. It is big enough for a couple of our CarsGuide suitcases, which is great. And there is a little storage area underneath here as well. It doesn't have a spare wheel. It's got a puncture repair kit, which means you've got extra space under there. I don't know about you, but I think I'd prefer a spare wheel. But anyway, you've got that there. Now, this is probably the point that I need to have a bit of a, you know, a Holmes Truth conversation with you. And that is that the BMW X1 is more practical than the Mini Countryman. Even though they are pretty much the same car, just wearing different clothes. As a family car, that BMW X1 is much better. This is a lot cooler, but it's a lot less practical than that. Anyway, just something you should know. Do you look at the engine? Another thing the Countryman S shares with the BMW X1 is this, an engine. It's a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo-petrol engine. It's exactly the same one that's in BMW X1, and it's a beauty. It makes 150 kilowatts and 300 Newton meters. It's got a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission that shifts lightning fast, and it's all-wheel drive. You know what? We need to go for a drive. Let's go for a drive. Okay, let's go for a drive. Now to do that, we've got to turn it on, and there's a switch here, an ignition switch right in the center. We turn that on like that. It's just like the olden days. In the old Minis, that's where you'd put your key into the ignition, and away you'd go. The gear shifter, it's next to that ignition switch. It's a bit annoying. It's like a Tim Tam. It sticks out of the dashboard. It's annoying that you've got to reach out and change gears like that, but that's how they've done it. So we'll put into drive there. Now, you've got another switch. It's like an aircraft. these switches, and there's the script above it says experiences, okay? So you've got several experiences to choose from, and basically they're kind of like drive modes. So you've got the green experience, and green is presented to you with that lovely sound, and you get this green image of a bird flying. It's so tranquil. That's supposedly your efficiency mode. And then you've got several others. You've got one called Vivid, you've got one called Timeless, you've got Personal, you've got Balance, and then there's Trail. And Trail is obviously the more off-road capable setting. Now, talking of off-road capable, it's not really off-road capable. Don't go four-wheel driving in it. It's all-wheel drive, which means it can handle dirt roads and gravel roads really well. It gives you extra traction in those, but don't go too wild, okay? Go mild. No, seriously, it's not a Land Cruiser. Now, my favorite my favorite drive mode is go-kart, and it makes that sound when you put it into go-kart mode. Go-kart mode is basically your sport mode. It improves the engine response. It changes the shifting, so the shifting of the gears is a bit more sporty, and it's just the fun one to be in. Now, away we go. Hey, talking of shifting, I wish there was a manual. Manual Minis are fantastic, but yes, alas, it only comes in an automatic. And I wish it had shifting paddles. That would enhance the experience as well. But no, this trim, the favoured trim of the Countryman S, doesn't get shifting paddles. You've got to go to the next grade or next trim above this to get the shifting panels, and that's just annoying. They all should have shifting paddles. Listen to that engine. I don't know if you can hear it, but that 2-litre turbo-petrol 4-cylinder, that BMW engine, is magnificent. I love it. Plenty of grunt, plenty of response. It's a really fun engine that suits this Mini so well. 7-speed auto. It's a dual clutch auto, so it's super quick shifting as well. I think you'll like it. And in terms of ride comfort, we've been driving over some pretty ordinary Sydney roads today. It's handled the potholes, the speed bumps, everything, and the ride comfort is superb. Handling is darn good as well. Well, it's got BMW engineering underneath, and handling is, look, let's go around this roundabout and scare everybody at the cafe. Handling is good too. I like that. In terms of overall what it feels like to drive, it actually feels quite big to drive, bigger than it actually is. And the visibility isn't fantastic. These A-pillars either side of the windscreen here are quite chunky, and through the back here, that windscreen, that rear window is quite narrow, it's quite small. The cameras are good though, that makes up for that. But there are blind spots either side where they've stuck the all 4 badge over the window, creating a bit of a blind spot. So Mini must have thought it looks so good it's worth, limiting your visibility. But either way, it's no big drama. We are doing a bit of a 3-point turn here. I reckon the turning circle could be, well, see, that's the thing, having to do that. I think the turning circle could be a little bit better. Still pretty good. Steering though, I'm finding the steering is a little bit, it's light, possibly overly light, and it doesn't have the feedback I would like it to have, but at the same time, it's accurate, and it is actually very good steering too. Yes, so overall, Mini Countryman S, sporty, fun, comfortable, brilliant to drive. Fun to drive. Just wish I had shifting pedals. Woo. Now, when it comes to fuel efficiency, Mini says that you should, after a combination of open and urban roads, be seeing the Countryman S sipping about 7.6 litres per 100 kilometres. Now, we tested that for ourselves. You can see our figure on the screen. We got a bit of a different number to that. In terms of safety, the Countryman S hasn't been tested by ANCAT yet, so it hasn't been given a safety score. but I've got no reason to believe that it wouldn't get the maximum 5-star rating. It has got everything. It's got AEB, lane keeping assistance, blind spot warning, it's got rear cross traffic alert with braking, the lot, you name it, it's got it.
For child seats, there are 2 ISOFIX points and 3 top tether anchor mounts across the rear row.
In terms of ownership costs, the Countryman S is covered by Mini's 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Now there's no cap price servicing, but they do have a service plan. It's a 5-year plan. This is a really easy verdict to give you. The quality is so high. The styling is incredibly cool. It drives really well. It's really comfortable. It's practical. If you want more power, you can go up in the range. If you want to pay less, you can go lower in the range. But this, the Countryman S, favoured, it's kind of the sweet spot. Don't really see how it can go wrong.